Okay. Uh, let's talk about this deji fight coming up, or as the OG fans know him, Comedy Shorts Gamer. Okay, now I'm a huge fan of Deji. I'm a huge fan. Been a fan for a long time, but he is fighting. I think he's fighting Slim next, from what I've been hearing. And the fight's going to be happening pretty soon. Sooner than a lot of y'all are thinking, from what I've been hearing. So, does he beat Slim? Well, let's look at the facts. Go back on YouTube and look up their fights. Look up Slim versus FouseyTube and look up Deji versus Jake Paul. And you tell me who looked more impressive. Who had the tougher opponent? Yes, Jake Paul. Everybody hates Jake Paul. Yeah, I get it. But let's look at the facts. Look at FouseyTube. Slim fighting FouseyTube. FouseyTube is a punching bag. He can't box. He's a fucking punching bag. Didn't know how to block or cover up or evade punches, get out the way. He kept coming forward, taking punches. He's a punching bag. He wasn't an opponent. He wasn't a fighter. He was just a punching bag. He's a perfect example of somebody who's got all that muscle, but they got no action. All that show, no action. You can be a strong guy and still be a pussy. And that's what FouseyTube is. FouseyTube is a pussy. A fucking pussy. But now let's look at Jake Paul versus Deji. That was actually an entertaining fight. Both of them kind of looked like they knew a little bit what they was doing, which is pretty incredible considering they had never done it before at that time period. And he had very little time to train to even learn how to box. So it was very impressive. But let's look at it. Slim has not had any adversity. That fight wasn't even a fight. That was a fucking cakewalk for Slim. Beating up FouseyTube like that. That was a fucking cakewalk. That wasn't no challenge. We don't know if Slim can come back from adversity, but with Deji, that was a challenge. He struggled through that fight. He did good, but he struggled through that fight. He was gassing out, and he was struggling, but he still kept hanging in there. He hung in there and kept hanging in there. It was his team that finally threw in the towel, but he kept hanging in there. So, that's very impressive. And I've heard Deji's gotten a lot better since then. So, and I don't think Slim has. So, I see Deji knocking Slim the fuck out. And I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Anybody that disrespects Deji should get knocked the fuck out. So yeah, I hope it happens. Somebody needs to whip Keemstar's ass. Somebody needs to beat that motherfucker senseless. That dude is a bitch. He's a bitch. He doesn't deserve to be famous. He's a bitch. He's a fucking little bitch. But with all that being said, give your predictions below. What round you see Deji knocking Slim out, if that fight happens? I see it ending very quick, to be honest. Because Slim hasn't been tested yet. And I think when Slim gets tested and Deji comes in there mollywhopping him, Slim's going to panic and it's going to be game over. Because Slim doesn't know how to come back from adversity. I'm saying round one.